Our friends out here across southwestern Japan on Wednesday morning are waking up to a borderline super typhoon. That is Shanshan. It has intensified as expected right near the Amami Islands, where it already has been bringing winds up and over 150 kilometers per hour. Expected to peak at about 185, so it could be a super typhoon as it moves off towards the north and eventually comes on shore on Friday in southern areas of Kyushu, likely around Kagoshima over towards Kumamoto. But look at our infrared imagery here, just a clear and defined eye on this. That is indicating those higher cloud tops. It's also got that circular formation on it, so definitely an organized storm system to the point where it could be bringing some destructive winds. Now, the good news for the Amami Islands and really the southwestern islands of Japan, they are built for this. Reinforced concrete, a lot of homes. The building code is just absolutely intense out here because they get several storms like this each year. My bigger worry would be over here towards Kyushu. The building code's not quite as intense, and we're going to be looking at very heavy rainfall in southwestern areas of Kyushu, Shikoku, and over towards Honshu as well. So looking at that forecast, it's going to move off towards north, go very slowly here over Kyushu, heading into Shikoku, dropping a tremendous amount of rainfall before it scoots off. And even in the places like Osaka, Nagoya, Tokyo, it just feels like it's hitting every single metro area on the way out here.
Do you hate doing your taxes? Do you struggle figuring out what the law is and money management overseas?
I wish there was an easier way.
Well, FrontrunnerFinancial.com is your choice if this falls into your category. They're an international-based group of American accountants. They're based in Manila, and they're qualified to give you the best information where you are for those international finances. I wish I had these guys when I lived in Tokyo. Each year, it was a struggle. Where I needed to put money, what I needed to do. FrontrunnerFinancial.com. Be sure to check them out and let them know we sent them your way.
And that extended forecast could be a lot slower than what JMA is kind of indicating. Even the GFS is actually expecting it to linger. This is not rainfall. These are wind reports. Amami Island, Oshima actually reported 151 kilometers per hour there. I'm sure some other areas along the coast where they didn't have it in Amara got winds up that high. Toshima actually getting impacts. That's where JAXA launches their rockets out there too. So let's look ahead with this storm system slowing right down as we go ahead Thursday, heading into Friday. ECMWF may be a little bit fast here. I think it's more so Friday. We're going to be expecting this landfall just around Kumamoto. Kagoshima, the winds could be whipping right up over Sakurajima. That's going to be pretty intense too in that right front quadrant. As we scoot this ahead through Friday, it moves up the inland sea. Definitely going to be looking at some funneling out there in the inland sea, just kicking across. I can tell you, I've sailed, well, with the Navy, not quite sailing, but worked off the coast here where all these mountains, there's a lot of valleys in here. That creates this funneling, and boy, if you are in the inland sea, that's Iwakuni, Hiroshima, over towards Osaka, Kobe area. Any flights in and out of Osaka, pretty famous airport there, which is in the middle of the bay, it is going to be absolutely nasty. That's where you're going to be looking at delays, maybe some cancellations of flights. A few people have been asking me about that. Over towards Tokyo, maybe not so much heading into the weekend, but still a big rainmaker. And this is my biggest worry, is the rainfall. 500 millimeters flood threat in southern Kyushu, in the higher elevations there. Mount Aso out there, for example. You got definitely a flood threat. And also it's very volcanic soil, which is loose. And it does often create that threat of landslides too. This, if it comes on shore as a super typhoon too, could be one of some of the top 5 strongest storms that hit Kyushu. Usually they fall apart by the time they get up in that area. So it's definitely going to be bringing some big impacts. Emergency level warnings likely will be in place. If you are out here in Japan, remember this little kanji right there? If you see that, oof. And if you are military, Sasebo over towards Iwakuni, pay attention to your local bases. Just check out their Facebook pages. They're going to go through those core. Remember, core 1 means you stay indoors. I was part of the military, and that was just basically trying to keep everybody safe. Make sure you have those emergency kits ready to go. There's no excuse on this one. It's taking its time, so you can head out there and just get some supplies just in case the power does go out. You should be prepared for these storms ahead of time, especially if you live in Japan, the Philippines. Guam, Saipan, anywhere out here in the Western Pacific, a typhoon is going to hit you eventually. So always have an emergency kit ready to go. Here on Friday, though, yeah, Kumamoto, Fukuoka, Kagoshima, all of Kyushu. It is going to be messy. And then we have the inflow kind of pushing on shore here too. So a place like Tokyo, scattered showers, even Sendai, look at that, might get some storms just because of that kind of moisture wrapping around the right side of the storm, smacking into the east coast of Honshu as well. So yeah, it's all about that monsoonal moisture, which I have a separate update talking about the Philippines specifically. You have that tail coming in behind it, which is increasing showers out there for you too. So it is a 1-2 punch between what's going on with our typhoon here, that inflow wrapping in around behind it, and then we could even have another storm system developing somewhere in the Philippine Sea by the weekend. There's a lot to talk about here. Of course, I'm going to keep you posted as much as I can. A huge thanks and a shout out to our members on Patreon. Also, our sponsor here too. Showed them a little bit earlier on into the video. Just a big shout out to them and everybody who supports this channel. So if you're anywhere out here, just stay safe, stay dry, and of course, thanks for watching. All right. I hope you have a great day wherever you are.